What up, Tube? What are we doing today? Well, we got our new daily. If you saw the vlog number 2. It's our 2011 Hyundai Elantra. So we are going to clean or try to restore this headlight. See how bad it is. So we're going to try to make this better. So what we're going to have to tack this with is 1500 grit sandpaper, 3000 grit sandpaper. We're going to use Quick Detailer as a lubricant. We're then going to hit it with a microfiber cutting pad using Infinite Detail Juice Infinite Cut, which I need to order more of. Yep. And then we'll use a lighter duty pad if we need to smooth it out. This is to clean off the excess sanding wetness because we're going to wet sand. That's to wipe down the cutting polish liquid stuff. That's just cleaner and other stuff we had on the table. Those are the keys to the car. So we're going to get started. We're going to tape off the area. We pop the hood so we don't have to worry about the top part. But we're going to tape this area off here so we don't actually sand our paint. And we'll get started. Alright, so what we went ahead and did, if you see, we just used blue tape, blue 3M tape, painter's tape. Won't damage your paint. Gives you a little barrier so in case you overshoot the lens a little. If you see here, the top and right around this area is where it's really, really bad. And that's what we're going to concentrate on. Down here it's not so bad, but you know, we'll come down into this. So again, you have to assess your lights. Remember our older video about, was on our Porsche. It wasn't horrible. We just went straight at it with a cutting compound. This one, it's a lot worse. So just from experience, I know, and I cheated because I already did the other one, but you can't see it yet. 1500 grit. Now we're going to wet. Now we don't have to dunk it in a bucket to wet sand. What we're going to do is we're just going to spray it with some detail spray. So we'll spray the area. It's hot today, so it's hot in the garage. So you got to keep this lubricated. So you're just going to go back and forth. You don't need to do circular motions. Just do nice back and forth. Keep it lubricated. Because it's hot, if you're doing this outside, which I don't suggest you do because if it's a sunny, hot day, that ain't going to help you. Okay? And you'll feel where it's rougher around the rougher plastic. Because these are plastic. You know, that's why they fade like this. So, we're hitting it with 1500 grit first. And here on the contour, I'm going to go up and down crosshatch like this. So, cross pattern up. And then like this because of the contour. And just use the hand. Shape your hand to it. Okay? And then you can feel how it's changing. And then just wipe it off. And you wipe it off immediately, like, oh my God, I made it worse. Oh, no, you didn't. And you can feel, well, you did, but you're going to smooth this out. Now you can feel the high and low spots. And if you really look, there's a glossy area and the dull area. It's like sanding paint. So you haven't sanded deep enough to smooth this out. So I'm going to give it a couple passes, and then we're going to come back and take a look at it. And what we're trying to do is get this as smooth as possible, so when we go use the machine with the compound, it actually allows you to get a smoother surface to buff out and get some shine back on this lens. So we're going to do about 2 more passes with the 1500, and we'll come back and look at it, and then we will do 3000. Alright, so we've smoothed it out pretty well here. I'm rolling on the chair here. Let's focus in. Alright, now this little ridge, you see right there, is a high spot. Now you can feel it, and just with your hand, just slightly rub it, you can feel there's a little high spot there. Now with the 15, we've gone pretty aggressive on it, but we don't want to go too aggressive on it because it is plastic. So we're going to hit it now with 3000. So after, this is what it looks like after the 1500. And on the Hyundai Elantra's headlight, we've gotten this little ridge right here. Now, it was a higher spot before we started. It's a lot smoother now. I mean, in an ideal world, I'd like to get that as smooth as possible, but I don't want to take the chance of digging too deep into this plastic. We're trying to restore the headlight to better clarity in this area so we can see better from what it was. So it looks worse, but we're going to hit it with 3000. It'll smooth out a little better, and then we're going to hit it with a compound. So next up is 3000 grit. 3000 grit is a lot. See, it says 3000 on it. It's a lot finer than the 15, obviously, because it's 3000. So we're going to use the same detailer as our lubricant for our wet sanding, and we're going to go over all the areas we hit with the 1500. And what we're doing with this is just smoothing it out. We're just trying to smooth out the scuff marks of the 1500 so it's easier for the rubbing compound to really get through and polish it out. So let's get to it. We'll be back. 3000 grit's done. Feel it with your hand. Nice and light. You want it to be smooth, and it looks rough because it's hazy from the sandpaper. But if you feel it, it should be smooth. You're going to get a little bit high and low here in that ridge that we talked about. We did smooth that out a little more with the 3000, but you don't want it rough. When you got a smooth surface, then you can polish it out. Now we want to go with an aggressive type of cut right now. Why? Because that was a really bad one. We're going to use our 15 millimeter. It's a bigger headlight. Okay. And this will be fine up here. Watch your lines, make sure she's rotating. I'm going to set it about 5,500 RPMs. I got my microfiber pad on there. Okay. What I like to do is I'll spin it really quick like that, lightly with the nylon brush, and it gets these bristles nice and up. So after we give it a couple of runs, these bristles will flatten out. I'll do it again. So we're going to prime our pad. Like I said, I'm running out of this good stuff right now. Okay. So you can rub it in. I don't have any gloves on right now. It's hot. I'm not going to put gloves on a hot day. And because it's hot, I forewarn you, there will be sweaty forearms. Anyhow, I apologize. We're going to rub this in really good. Okay. We're going to work it in at speed 1, just to spread it around. And we're just going to go and get it done. 5,500. Keep an eye on your marks. Make sure that pad is rotating. You'll see the pad is flattened out. The bristles have flattened out a little bit. So we're going to spin it. Bring these guys back to life. That's it. You can already see the difference on the headlight. Okay, Okay, we're going to give it a couple of, probably 2 or 3 more passes with this pad and see where we're sitting. But if you notice, there's already a difference. So we'll be back. I'm going to go 2 more passes and we'll come back. All right, all done. You saw what it looked like before. Huge improvement. Yeah, I'm still rolling around in my noisy chair. You know, I bought this rolling chair that you hear in the background from Harbor Freight about 20 years ago, and it still works great. But there you go. There's a couple of spots, and I don't think the camera's going to pick it up too well, in this area where you can see a little bit of cracks. That's probably on the inside of the lens from 140,000 miles of impact. But overall, from where it was before to how it is now is a huge, huge improvement. And we'll walk over to the other side, and that's the one I did yesterday. And it was in just a good, or bad a shape, I'm sorry. And here you can probably see this little fissure right here. That's a little crack. Can't get that out. But it sure looks a whole lot better. And yes, we did detail the engine without a pressure washer. All-purpose cleaner and 3 rags. Looks good, don't it? Anyhow, if your headlights were that bad and you cannot see, you can get them this good and see. Next thing we're going to do is change these bulbs. We got to order them up to some LEDs to enhance that a little bit. And then we ordered a bunch of parts to do some good maintenance on this vehicle. No issues with this car, but we're going to change the water pump, the serpentine belt, the radiator, thermostat, and we're going to show you all how to do it, because not only can you do performance stuff in your garage, but on some of these simpler cars you can do your own maintenance and save a bunch of money. Anyhow, headlights done, looks great. Hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Remember, these were really bad. We went 1500 grit sandpaper. Then we hit 3000 grit sandpaper. Then we hit microfiber cutting pad with cutting compound from Infinite Cut from DetailJuice.com. And then we hit it, and you didn't see it because I didn't film it, but we hit it with the maroon pad and DetailJuice.com's Infinite Finish, which is a finishing polish compound to take off some of the more aggressive haze that was on there from the microfiber pad and the cut. All done. Total time to do both, about an hour. Not a long time. Totally worth it. Not only does it look better, but you can see at night and it's safer. Stay safe, stay vigilant. God bless. Have a great week. Hit the subscribe, hit the button, hit the notification bell. If you like to hear us babble and learn new stuff, even on the daily drivers, have a great week. God bless.